Let me ask you something. You ever notice how a man looks at an older woman differently? Not just with attraction, but with that deep, hungry kind of curiosity. Like he's looking at someone who already knows the game, someone who's been through love, heartbreak, passion, and still carries that quiet confidence that says, I know exactly who I am. And here's the thing, when a man feels that energy, he can't resist it. He's not just drawn to her looks or her experience. It's the way she makes him feel like he's stepping into the arms of a woman who's not trying to impress him, but inspire him. Today, I want to share with you 5 surprising reasons men absolutely love dating older women, and yes, why they crave them, not just emotionally, but physically too. Because let's be honest, when it comes to attraction, the mind and the body are always having a conversation. So let's talk about what makes older women irresistible. When a man's with an older woman, he feels something he rarely gets from anyone else, certainty. She's not sitting there wondering, do I look okay? Does he still like me? Should I post this on Instagram? She's living. She's present. She's comfortable in her own skin. That confidence doesn't just turn him on mentally, it's magnetic. Men crave that energy because it's grounding. It tells him, you don't have to perform for me, you can just be. And when a man feels that, his guard drops, he relaxes. And that's exactly when real intimacy begins, physically, emotionally, all of it. Confidence is foreplay, and older women, they've mastered it without even trying. There's something magnetic about a woman who knows exactly what she wants, especially when it comes to intimacy. It's not arrogance. It's not dominance for the sake of control. It's confidence that comes from self-awareness. Older women have lived enough life to understand their bodies, their emotions, and their boundaries. They've learned through experience that real connection isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. So when she's with a man, she's not afraid to say what she likes, to ask for what she wants, and to lead him toward a deeper, more passionate experience. Men find that incredibly sexy because, let's be honest, most men have spent years in situations where they've had to guess. Guess what a woman likes, what she wants, or what makes her feel good. They're used to the hesitation, the self-consciousness, the, I don't know, whatever you want kind of energy. But when he meets an older woman who's completely in tune with herself, it changes the entire dynamic. Suddenly, he's not in charge of trying to perform. He's part of an experience. She makes him feel guided, not judged, desired, not tested. That level of clarity and communication is rare, and it's a total game changer. She doesn't fake things to make him feel better. She invites him to meet her where she truly is. She shows him what pleasure looks like when both people are present and connected. And that's what most men secretly crave. Not just passion, but the freedom to be real without the fear of doing something wrong. Older women create that space naturally. They understand that pleasure isn't about ego, it's about connection, rhythm, and mutual respect. And let's talk about energy, because it's not just physical. When a woman knows what she wants, it shows in the smallest gestures. The way she touches him, the way she looks at him, the confidence in her tone, it all sends one clear message. I'm here, I know myself, and I'm enjoying every second of this. That presence drives men absolutely wild. It's not about tricks or techniques, it's about the feeling that she's not just doing something, she's being there. Every move is intentional, every glance carries desire, and every moment feels like it matters. Older women don't rush through intimacy. They understand the art of anticipation, the beauty of slowing down, the power of eye contact. They know that real pleasure isn't just about reaching a peak, it's about the journey of getting there. And that's what men find unforgettable. She teaches him that connection isn't about how long it lasts, but how deeply it's felt. So when a man experiences that kind of connection, it sticks with him. He walks away thinking about her, about how he felt seen, guided, and desired in a way he never had before. And that's why men say older women are irresistible, not just because of their experience, but because they've learned the secret truth about intimacy. that knowing what you want and being confident enough to ask for it is the most powerful aphrodisiac of all. There's a kind of peace that radiates from a woman who no longer chases validation. She's not out there trying to prove that she's desirable or worthy or good enough for anyone. She already knows she is. That calm, centered energy is what pulls a man in without her even trying. When she's with him, he doesn't feel like he's part of a competition or an audition. He feels like he's with someone who sees him, not as a checklist of traits or achievements, but as a person. That's what older women bring to the table, connection over validation. And that's exactly why men find them so incredibly attractive. See, most people in their younger relationships spend so much time performing. They play games, hold back affection, or pretend not to care because they don't want to seem too eager. But that's not how older women love. They've moved past that phase. They're done with the mind games and emotional guessing. When she's into you, she'll tell you. When she appreciates you, she'll show you. She's learned that love isn't about winning someone's attention. It's about creating a space where both people can relax and be themselves. Men crave that kind of energy more than they realize. Because when a woman isn't seeking his validation, he doesn't feel pressured to constantly perform. He can let his guard down. He can laugh, open up, and show his softer sides without feeling like it will make him look weak. That freedom is powerful, it's rare. And once a man experiences it, he doesn't want to go back to anything else. In bed, that energy translates into a completely different kind of intimacy. When she's with him, she's not thinking about how she looks or if she's doing things right. She's fully present. Her focus is on the moment, on the connection, on the pleasure of being completely in sync with someone. She doesn't need to prove her desirability because she embodies it. That authenticity makes the experience so much more intense and emotional for him. It feels real. It feels human. Older women understand that sex isn't about validation, it's about connection. It's not about performance or perfection. It's about energy, chemistry, and vulnerability. She doesn't need to pretend to be anyone else, and she doesn't need him to either. She values honesty over ego, and that makes everything between them feel effortless. And that's the secret most men don't talk about. They're not just drawn to how older women look, they're drawn to how they make them feel. Being with a woman who doesn't need to be constantly reassured, who's confident enough to give love freely instead of chasing it, is liberating. It lets him step out of the role of proving himself and into the role of experiencing connection. And when that happens, when he feels truly accepted, desired, and seen, it changes everything. That's the kind of intimacy that lingers long after the lights go out. There's something beautifully disarming about a woman who knows how to connect beyond the surface. Older women have this ability to pull a man into emotional depth without forcing it, without drama, without manipulation. It's subtle, it's natural, and it's powerful. When a man is with her, he starts to feel things he didn't even realize he was missing. Because let's face it, most men aren't taught how to be emotionally open. They're taught to be strong, to keep it together, to never show weakness. But when he meets a woman who's emotionally mature, who listens without judgment and speaks with truth, it opens a space inside him that's been closed for years. Older women don't run from emotions, they embrace them. They've cried, they've healed, they've lost, and they've learned. So when they love, they do it with both vulnerability and wisdom. They don't react to every small thing, they respond with understanding. They don't punish a man for being human, they invite him to be honest. And that's something most men don't experience often. When he feels that emotional safety, something changes in him. He starts to relax, to trust, to open up. He begins to share more, to show more, to feel more. And when that happens, the connection between them stops being just physical. It becomes soulful. That emotional connection is what transforms everything. It makes the chemistry stronger, the touch more meaningful, the intimacy deeper. Because when a man feels emotionally understood, he becomes more passionate, more affectionate, more alive. He's not just chasing pleasure anymore, he's craving connection. And older women have a way of giving that without losing themselves. They don't get swept away by fantasy. They create real, grounded love that feels steady and safe. In the bedroom, that emotional depth becomes an unspoken language. Every touch carries intention. Every kiss carries emotion. It's not just about satisfying a desire, it's about expressing something that words can't. And men can feel that difference. They can feel when a woman is truly present with them. When she's connecting on a level that's deeper than skin, that's what keeps them hooked, not just the physical experience, but the emotional intimacy that wraps around it. For a man, being with a woman like that is eye-opening. It's like he's been seeing love in black and white, and suddenly she brings it to life in full color. She shows him that strength and vulnerability can exist together, that love doesn't have to be complicated to be powerful, and that real connection isn't about control, it's about presence. That's why men say older women change them, because once he's felt what it's like to be truly seen and emotionally connected, he can't go back to shallow. She becomes unforgettable. Not because she demanded love, but because she taught him what real love feels like. There's a reason men can't stop thinking about older women, and it goes beyond looks or charm. It's the kind of energy they radiate, the way they embody confidence, sensuality, and experience all at once. Older women aren't trying to compete with anyone or fit into someone else's expectations of what's attractive. They don't feel the need to perform or pretend to be something they're not. That freedom, that authenticity, is what creates the ultimate fantasy for a man. He didn't even know he had it in his imagination, but the moment he meets her, it feels like a dream come alive, real, palpable, and electric. She brings a combination of mystery and accessibility that's intoxicating. She has lived life enough to have stories, wisdom, and experiences, but she doesn't overwhelm with them. Instead, she invites him into her world with subtlety, letting him explore, learn, and be captivated at his own pace. That sense of intrigue is incredibly powerful. It makes him want to know her, not just superficially, but deeply. Every glance, every word, every subtle smile feels charged with meaning. She's not giving herself away easily. And that tension, that dance of desire makes every interaction feel like an adventure. And then there's her sensuality. Older women have discovered how to move, how to touch, and how to express desire without hesitation. They understand the nuances of attraction, the power of anticipation, the art of pacing, the magic of presence. It's not about raw energy or impulsiveness. It's about knowing how to create a moment that feels unforgettable. For a man, being with a woman like that is like stepping into a fantasy where every sense is heightened, where every touch and every gaze is intentional, and where passion is matched with skill and awareness. She also embodies independence, and that independence is incredibly alluring. A woman who has her own life, her own goals, and her own identity doesn't cling or need constant reassurance. She invites a man in because she wants to share her world, not because she's searching for validation. That dynamic flips the usual script and makes him feel both challenged and cherished at the same time. He feels wanted, but not trapped, desired, but not pressured. And that delicate balance is exactly what makes her the fantasy he didn't know he had. Finally, the combination of her confidence, emotional depth, sensuality, and independence creates a presence that is unforgettable. Men find themselves thinking about her long after the moment has passed, remembering how it felt to be fully seen, fully desired, and fully alive in her presence. She's not just a woman, she's an experience, a living fantasy that exists in the real world. And once a man experiences that, he can't go back. He's seen the possibility of something deeper, richer, and more thrilling than he ever imagined. And that is why older women hold a place in a man's mind, heart, and fantasies. That is absolutely irreplaceable. There's a magnetism that comes from a woman who can challenge a man intellectually. It's different from just being flirtatious or fun. It's about stimulating his mind in a way that excites him, makes him think, and keeps him coming back for more. Older women have lived, learned, and experienced things that younger women often haven't yet. They've read, traveled, struggled, celebrated, and grown. That experience gives them a perspective on life that is not only rich but fascinating. When a man is with a woman like that, every conversation feels layered, meaningful, and sometimes even addictive. She doesn't just nod along, she pushes back, asks questions, shares insights, and challenges him to see things differently. Men crave this because mental stimulation is an underrated form of seduction. Physical attraction grabs attention, but intellectual connection keeps it. When she challenges him, he feels a sense of engagement that goes beyond the surface. He can't just coast by on charm or ego. He has to show up, think, and be present. And that presence naturally heightens desire. It creates tension in the best possible way because he wants to impress her with his thoughts, his ideas, and his understanding. At the same time, he admires her for her confidence, her clarity, and her ability to hold her own in conversation. That admiration transforms into attraction because it's rare to meet someone who's both beautiful and brilliant, sensual and sharp, passionate and insightful all at once. This kind of intellectual connection also builds trust and respect. Men feel safe sharing their opinions, dreams, and vulnerabilities when they know she values substance over superficiality. She listens, engages, and challenges without judgment, which makes him feel truly seen. That sense of being understood on a mental and emotional level is profoundly intimate, and it carries over into physical intimacy as well. When a man feels that connection in his mind, he wants to explore it with his body too. Conversations that spark laughter, debate, or curiosity set the stage for passion that feels alive, dynamic, and meaningful. Moreover, her ability to keep him intrigued prevents the relationship from becoming predictable or mundane. She's not a puzzle to solve. She's a constant source of inspiration. He never knows exactly what she'll say or do next, which keeps the excitement alive. Whether it's sharing a story from her past, a unique perspective on a topic, or a playful debate, she keeps his attention fully engaged. That kind of stimulation makes him feel alive in a way that goes beyond physical attraction. It awakens curiosity, admiration, and desire simultaneously. Ultimately, the way she challenges him intellectually is part of what makes her unforgettable. She's not just someone to look at, she's someone to think about, someone who engages every part of him, mind, heart, and body. Men are drawn to older women not just for their beauty or sensuality, but for the way they make him feel alive, engaged, and endlessly intrigued. That mental spark is a powerful aphrodisiac, one that keeps him coming back for more, over and over again. There's something incredibly attractive about a woman who radiates security and stability. Older women have lived long enough to understand themselves, their desires, and their boundaries. They've faced challenges, learned from mistakes, and discovered what truly matters to them. That self-assuredness translates into a calm, confident energy that a man can feel immediately. He doesn't have to guess where he stands, worry about mixed signals, or play games to keep her interested. Being with her feels effortless because she doesn't create unnecessary tension. She simply exists, grounded and confident, and invites him into her space without pressure. This sense of security allows intimacy to flow naturally. When a man feels that she's emotionally stable and confident in herself, he can relax completely. He doesn't need to perform or prove anything. He can let his guard down, share his vulnerabilities, and fully enjoy the moment without overthinking every move. That freedom is intoxicating because it's rare. Most relationships are filled with anxiety, insecurity, or hidden agendas, but with her, everything feels safe, open, and real. In the bedroom, this stability transforms desire into something deep and meaningful. She doesn't rush, overthink, or try to control the moment. She is fully present, letting connection and chemistry guide the experience. That combination of calm confidence and sensual energy makes him feel both desired and respected at the same time. He's drawn to her not only for passion, but for the rare feeling of complete ease and emotional safety. Ultimately, a woman who radiates security and stability is irresistible because she creates a space where desire, trust, and connection coexist effortlessly. Men are naturally attracted to that energy, and once they experience it, they don't want to let it go. It's a rare magnetic combination that makes older women unforgettable. So if you're an older woman watching this, stop thinking your age makes you less desirable. It makes you irresistible. You've got what most women are still trying to learn: confidence, clarity, class, and the ability to make a man feel like he's in the presence of a real woman. And if a man is lucky enough to have that with you, trust me, he won't just want you in his bed, he'll want you in his life.